Feeling overwhelmed? Grab your pen and let me teach you 5C aura. It's a tangle that calms the mind with every single stroke that you make. And it might look complicated with all the lines once it's completed, but it's much, much easier than it looks. Let's draw it together. So I am going to just start by putting dots in the corners, and I'm going to join them with a border. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight, can be slightly wobbly. And let me introduce myself. I am Lisa of Create and Calm with Lisa, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. Just creating an extra couple of parallel lines for our string today. This tangle, 5C aura, is one that was deconstructed by Ina Sonnenmoser. I think that's how you pronounce her name, Ina. And it's a lovely tangle. So if you imagine this as being a repeating C, it's basically 5 C's. It's going a bit skew with, but it doesn't matter. 5 C's that form a star shape. And then all we do is that we're going to extend these points out to whatever section that you're in of your string. And then it's a lovely, really straightforward tangle. It's just lots and lots of auras. If this is your first time coming by my channel and you don't know what Zentangle Method is, when I'm talking about aura, all I mean is that we are drawing a line that's mimicking the line that we've previously drawn. And I am trying to aim for fairly consistent widths here. And what I love about this particular tangle is that it starts to resemble, in my mind, kind of a fingerprint pattern. It's just lots of repetition. And I think that's why I particularly enjoy this one. Because you're just reacting to the line that you have just created. It's very reactionary. You can't kind of draw the line that you're drawing until the line before it's been drawn. It's like it very much is dictated to as where the line went previously. Kind of almost reminds me as well of ripples on water a little bit. And you know, like when you start this tangle, you might be watching along for a wee while at the moment, and that's fine. You might want to experiment with a different string than the one that I have created. Believe when I first saw 5C aura, it was Melinda Barlow, who's a fellow CZT in the States, and when she had her string, I think I'll show you the string, the tangle that I created after following along with her video, and it was a kind of more of a V shape string that Melinda had. You could do the string very differently. I just kind of like the repetition and how you can do whatever you want with it, really. So I have filled that first bar there. And you might decide, do you know what, I don't want to do any more 5C aura today, and that is perfectly fine. But the way that I saw Melinda demonstrating hers is that she had all the different spaces on her tile be filled with 5C aura, and it's a really great effect. It's brilliant once you start adding the shade in. So I'm going to just put 5C aura in all of the sections on my tile. So we're just repeating the exact same steps that we had followed before. So we're just extending out those points of that star. I'm hoping that you're not picking up outside. We currently have, our neighbours are having some kind of thing delivered to their house, so there's a big lorry outside at the moment. But I'm wanting to get on with uploading this video to YouTube because I'm late as it is with filming it. We've all had, in our household, we've all had a cold the last few days. Isla was off school yesterday on Monday, and Monday is normally my day where I record YouTube videos, so I am feeling distinctly behind with things. So just do not rush through this, just take your time. Sounds nice and peaceful outside again, so I think that might be everything unloaded now from the lorry, and I think it's gone away. And once more, I'm going to do these 5 C's into a star shape. And what I would say is, this is possibly one of those tangles where you have to trust the process, because it starts to look a bit messy. You know, once you're doing the auras, because it just starts to look like a mess of lines. But wait until you see the shade go down. It's just going to completely transform it. Just taking your time. If you're aware of any tension in your body, just relax it off. Just feel the comfort of your chair. Relax into it. There we go. Just about finished with this little bit here. So you see what I mean? It's kind of very busy and it's very flat at the moment. But look at this difference that you can get just by adding. I'm going to put some graphite either side of the bar that I've put diagonally on this tile. And this one step alone look at that. That's just, it blows my mind. I just love it so much. I'm going to do that. Oops, I've just knocked the camera with the pencil there. I'm going to do that exact same thing on the opposite side. And already it's just so dimensional. It looks like the bar in the middle is just popping forward. It's just amazing. And what I like to do is to add a little bit of graphite just on the other edges here. I am going to ink in here where my original border was, and this is something that you might choose to do, or you might choose to leave it be, whatever you feel inclined to do. So I've got that there, all the way along this edge as well. And then what I'm going to do as well is to aura outside of here, and just taking your time. So we're stopping here as if that border is going underneath this bar. And then the last wee bit here. So that's completely transformed from the way that we had it originally. So dimensional. It just blows my mind. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take some pencil and colouring pencil, and I'm going to just put a wee bit more individual taste, my individual style on this. Very into purple, you may have seen before. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that more often than not my tiles feature teal and purple colours. If I ever do colour, I do quite like adding some colour. You could colour your star shapes in fairly solidly at this point. I think the original step outs had the 5C star auraed as well as the outside being auraed. It was auraed on the inside, so that's something else that you can consider doing on your own tile. But I just wanted a little pop of colour today. Came across this tile that I had created after watching Melinda Barlow's video quite recently, and I was like, oh, I think I would quite like to teach that one myself on YouTube. I mean, it's not a difficult tangle at all, but the fact that it's so effective with the shading, I really like it. You can see that I'm just repeating the colours on here, going out in the outside edges with the darker purple, and then I've used the lighter ones as we've come in towards the centre. And what I'm going to do now is I'm using this Arteza. Is it going to focus? Maybe not. Arteza Everblend. So just literally smoothing those pencil lines into one another. It's not really a Zen gem as such, but it looks quite cool. I don't have one of my white jelly rolls on me right now, but I may add some white jelly roll on the opposite side from where those white highlights are. Quite like that effect. If you wanted to at home, you could ink in the edges of this middle 5C, but you don't necessarily need to do that. I'm just going to add some graphite on the inside here. And then just using the blending stump to bring that into the centre a little bit. I'm going to do something it's not it's going to be quite a subtle difference, but just see those ends of that but that I'm just going to kind of join them together rather than just leave them open. You might want to do that, you might want to leave yours as it is. This isn't necessarily in the actual step out, but it's just something a wee bit different to do. And I think now that I've done that, I'm going to add some graphite underneath the bottom edge here and the right hand side here. And bring my blending stump back in just to smooth everything out. And add my chop, which I think I'll put here. Just going to add a bit more shade just here. You don't need to do this with your chop if you don't want to, but I'm just doing that because I'm choosing to. So I really like those colours, and I did this is a very similar version, but it's just a different string. So you can see that it's, I didn't add my chop to that one, but you can see like that I've just split this into smaller sections with a fairly random string, and they've kind of gone over the edges of the border at points. Some points they've just stayed inside, but the shading just really is quite effective in this one. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I've got a sparkly jelly roll on that. It looks much more effective in real life. This one is the one that I created after drawing along with Melinda Barlow's version of 5C Aura. I think she actually had the solid yellow in her video as well. I've not put any graphite on the very edges there, but I think that would look quite effective as well. I did it as well on this bijou tile. I'm not sure that I was as keen on the shading in this way, but I was just kind of looking into different ways of trying to add some more contour. Maybe shade that out, smooth that pencil line out a bit more. But so this is just the 1/5C in the centre, obviously, and then I've just put some graphite on half of the side, so it looks a bit, it kind of reminds me of a map where they show you hills and mountains. I quite like that effect. So just a very simple, straightforward tangle for you today. It's very, very easy one to do, and you can find yourself getting lost in the rhythm of it. I hope you enjoyed that if you tangled along with me today. Do share your tangles with me. Tag me in #createandcam with Lisa. And I'll hopefully see you next week or at another of my videos in the future. Thank you. Bye.